An aspect that distinguishes many entrepreneurs is their ability to take on risks. When Kenyan-born Dorothy Ghettuba left her well-paying job in Canada to come back home back in 2008 to create TV content, many thought she was shooting herself on the foot.
I have always loved television. I've always loved watching TV, and it was funny because a few friends were talking about it the other day. I used to hog the TV when we were in college, and it's just something I'm passionate about: content, TV creation, the arts, creativity. And I found a friend who we were in high school together, and we both shared this common thing. And so when we were still in Canada, I was in Canada and she was in the States, we decided, hey, let's start this company where we will create content, and not even producing, but creating it. So, you know, the scripting and all that kind of stuff. But that, when we write a script or a show or concept, you're like, so who's going to produce it? So then that's when I moved back home. When I saw some opportunities, moved back home and registered in Kenya and started producing TV shows.
Mipango imebadilika. Itabidi tu renti place yako for the night.
Hiyo si kazi yangu.
The government's directive to have up to 60% local TV content has placed producers such as Dorothy on a pedestal to take advantage of this policy. Most notably was the production of Sumu La Penzi, a Swahili drama which premieres on Africa Magic in September.
If every station has got to play local content 60% of the time, that means they have to show local programming, and that does not include news. What happens is that those are numerous shows that have to be produced. And for every show you need a crew and you need cast. What that means is that every one of these programs, and if you go if you look at the study around the world, you will find that more often than not, it's a production per production house. Or sometimes you have a production house has got multiple productions, but the point is that every single production has got crew and has got cast. What this means is employment is created. From my 4 productions, we have about 160 people now, going on to 200. If I had 20 productions, that's 1,000 people being employed. And that is the power of saying 60% local content, 40% local content.
Oh, good morning, darling.
Darling? Are you speaking to me or Uncle John?
Running Spielworks company has not been a walk in the park. Some of the challenges she has experienced include:
Kenya has got to be a destination that is worth filming in. People are now going to South Africa. Why? Because of the tax rebates that they're getting in South Africa. So that's our challenge to the government. Because when you come in and you're bringing your camera, before you had to pay at the airport. But now, you know, those things, taxes, the government is supporting in that regard, and they have to keep on supporting. Filming in Kenya, we've got to sell more than a destination. There are many places that look like Kenya. That's why Inception, the movie, a scene that was written in the story in Mombasa was filmed in Morocco. So this is TV and film. We can create anything, anywhere. We create outer space, for God's sake. So we've got to have more than just a location, and the government really needs to step in on that and ensure that we are a viable destination to film.
Capital investment is critical for any thriving business. Having benefited from angel investors, she has this advice for budding entrepreneurs seeking capital to start.
The first contract that I signed, when I was called to sign, I only had 35 shillings in my hand, and it was my bus fare to that network. But if we go before that, the process was you go to a network, you say, I have an idea. They say, I want to see a pilot. That pilot cost me about 400,000 Kenya shillings to produce. It's about what, $3,000, I think, thereabouts, to thereabouts. So then, what I had to do is I had to find that money. I looked around my circle, angel investors, and that's what people fail to tap into. The people who believed in my dream, my mother, my father, my friends, you know, $500, $50, $100 here, and before you know it, you have the money. And then I shot the pilot. Then I edited it, presented it to the network. The network bought it, signed a contract with me. Then I took money and I paid back the people who had invested in me. And that's something that I want entrepreneurs or people who want to venture into business to remember, that banks are not the only people who can give you startup financing.